What's up, everyone? It's me, the Maverick Girl, and, it's been a while. How's it going? I haven't even looked at when the last time I even, fired up OBS was here, but it's been a few months. Let's put it that way. I think the last time was probably in, February or something. And I've had a lot going on, so I did want to provide a little bit of update and see what's going on in my life, explaining what's going on in the future, and some other general nonsense like that. So I guess let's just start with the long, short of things. Basically what's been happening, I've obviously been very busy over these last few months. Work got very hectic for about a month or two. I've been on a very strange work schedule. It's having very inconsistent and lacking in sleep at times, and that's not normally too bad, but it's affected my ability to do things like streaming and whatnot to the degree that I would want to normally. And there's also been certain other things. My car basically broke down several times. I had to get a new car. I am looking into moving into a new apartment. My own work schedule is changing, and I have received my vaccines. So a lot of it has been going on in my own life, and I've also been trying to clear out some debt in the process of all of this. And so a lot of my focus has been on just, making sure I'm in a good place and get to where I need to be so that I can do things like streaming, that I can have a more consistent work schedule, life schedule, routine, things like that. One thing that has happened to me, especially in this pandemic, my apartment does not have a washer and dryer, and rather than, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Things are rough. You don't know who, what, where you can trust sometimes with a lot of this stuff. And so for me and my family all agreed that it was kind of just better for me personally to travel back to Tampa, where my family is, every couple weeks. It's about an hour and a half drive for me, so it's long, but not too crazy. And I go back and do my laundry there, and rather than using the public laundry services or else going to a laundromat or something like that. And it's been tricky because it's then, I need to carry my equipment with me. If I write an article over the weekend, it's a lot harder to write on a laptop where I have one screen than it is to do it on my desktop where I have multiple screens and can then pull up information on different screens and what have you. And so it's been a necessity for safety reasons and whatnot. But it's been, it's been challenging. So, between that and my workload and my work schedule, it's been tough. But now I'm about to go back to a more consistent work schedule. Same time every day for every week going forward, barring some crazy events. I believe there's a non-zero chance that I will end up at something like Gen Con later this year. I am also, like I mentioned before, I'm getting into a new apartment, which does have a washer and dryer, which means I don't need to do this bouncing around everywhere, doing all this stuff, and it gives me into a more stable place. There's also more facilities where I can do things like exercise. I used to be very in shape. I know I don't look like it, but I used to be, 150 pounds less than I am now, and, was in way better shape. So, I'm looking forward to being able to do things like that. But, between being better shape, that'll make me feel better. I'll be in a more consistent sleep routine, consistent work routine, consistent eating routine, and all kinds of other things like that. And I just think it'll get me into a better position, better place to where I want to be, where I need to be. And my hope is that it'll give me the time that I need to do the things that I want to do. I haven't really been able to engage in any hobbies with this pandemic. My three major things that I did to kind of relax and unwind were go play Magic at an LGS, go to the movies, or go to a concert. And obviously all three of those things kind of evaporated into thin air. My apartment is so small that I don't really have a good setup for watching movies or playing video games on TV. So I can do it at my desk here, where I'm sitting right now, because thanks to I have a capture card. But it's not really the same, and it's made things very difficult to get through this last year. It's also, between that and a lot of what's been happening with Magic in terms of playability, it's kind of just killed a lot of my drive to play that too. So it's been very difficult for this last year or so. But I think as things start to settle here, I will soon be able to really focus on that, and that should give me a lot more drive. And I will probably, I would say probably by about August, if all goes well, I will be able to do more consistent streams again. Once again, yeah. And I'm very excited about it. And it'll probably be like, once or twice a week to start out, just to make sure I'm in the groove of it, doing things right, doing what I need to do. Normally I need to have my articles written. I have some other stuff I have to do on Monday, so I can't do it like every day like I'd want to do. But I will have content coming back soon. And that's basically the gist of what I'm trying to get into here. I'm winging this video, so I apologize if I'm a little all over the place. But, and I did want to mention one other thing. I know not everybody here follows me on Twitter or whatnot, but I am actually kind of trying out something a little different. You may not have noticed, may or may not have noticed that I just referenced myself as the Maverick Girl at the beginning of this video. This is going to be a little awkward for some people, I'm sure, but, so, before I really get into this, many of you here may or may not know this. I am transgender, and I changed my name officially, legally, like 7 or 8 years ago. And when I did that, I went with the name Kendra. And the reason I did that was because it was a name that somebody had given me in, like, I don't know, 05, 06, or something like that. And it just kind of stuck with me. It was like some internet friend, and it just stuck, and people got to know me as that. So that's just what I ended up going with. The reality is there's a name that's a lot more closer to home for me that I wanted to go with, and I just didn't want to confuse people. It's kind of been something I've always regretted. It's always been lingering in the back of my head. So let me just show you. I'm changing it to Paige for right now. It's a very close name. Something that one of my family members would have been named if they were born female at birth, or assigned female at birth, and so it's just something I wanted to try. This was something. There was a lot of people at the beginning of Pride here, Pride Month, who were sharing things about themselves, opening up as being non-binary, questioning their sexuality, and things like that. And I was very inspired by the number of people who were opening up about a lot of this stuff that it made me just say, whatever, screw it, let's do it. Let's do it and see how it goes. So yeah, I'm going by Paige, at least for right now, online and a lot of other places. It's not very reflective in my day-to-day offline life at the moment, but, there's a reason I'm trying it. So, we're going to see how it goes. I know this video has kind of been all over the place, but I wanted to give a couple updates. I will be coming back with content pretty soon. I don't know exactly when. I need to do a few things, like, the last time I ran a stream, I had, like, 3 bots going at once. It was, like, MTG bot, Streamlabs bot, and Stream Elements bot. So I need to learn to kind of clear some of those out. I need to revamp a few things, and just do some work on some of these things to make sure it runs smoothly once I am actually streaming again. And that won't really happen until I finally settle in my new place, which should be sometime at the end of this month, June, or early July. So, again, like a month and a half to give me the time to settle, to try and rework things a little bit and see what I can make work, make happen. And And then I'll be back with some kind of content video-wise. I want to do magic content. It's very hard for me right now, though. Especially, like, Pauper. I know a lot of people follow me for Pauper content. But it's kind of hard for me to want to do that right now, especially given the fact that Shatterstorm just got printed into Modern Horizons. And that it's dominating the format at the moment. And obviously that may or may not change. But it's right now it is not what I want to be playing. I'd rather be playing like Legacy or Modern, frankly. In fact, I recently picked up a Modern paper deck, so I can have a deck as events start to come back in paper. And but I do plan on doing things like I want to play some of my PS4 games, and if I can figure out how to get it to connect through my capture card, my PS3 games. I have a lot of great games on there. Switch, PS2. I want to work on getting some of these so I can play some more classic games that I have, or even just modern ones that I own and just haven't played through yet. I'd like to play through more games, and not just Magic. I want to do more. So, I wanted to give this update. Once things settle in a few months, I will be back on a more regular basis, and I'm very excited. So I hope you guys all enjoy the content that I bring once I'm ready to bring it back. And until then, I'll see you around.